Hi friends, I'm Anya. Today, I want to tell you a story that still makes my heart beat fast when I remember it. The day I had my first real group discussion, and I absolutely froze. My mind went blank. My hands were sweating. I couldn't say a single word. But that experience taught me more about confidence, courage, and communication than any book ever could. It all started last year, when I signed up for a weekend communication workshop in my city. I had been working on improving the way I express my ideas, because even though I studied English and practiced speaking, I still felt shy in groups. The workshop was held in a small conference room above a cafe. I remember walking up the stairs, feeling a little excited but mostly nervous. I was wearing my favorite white shirt and carrying a notebook, hoping I would look prepared. When I entered, there were about 10 people already sitting in a circle. Some were chatting casually, laughing. Others were quietly checking their notes. The trainer smiled and welcomed me. She said, "Today we'll practice group discussions. Just relax and share your thoughts." Relax, that was easy for her to say. My heart was already beating so fast, I felt like everyone could hear it. We began with a simple warm-up, introducing ourselves. When my turn came, I managed to say, "Hi, I'm Anya. I'm a freelance professional, and I'm here to learn how to communicate more confidently." My voice was a little shaky, but I did it. So far, so good. Then the trainer gave us the topic, what makes a good leader? At first, I thought, oh, that's easy. I had so many ideas: honesty, empathy, decision-making. I quickly scribbled a few words in my notebook. As everyone started sharing, I felt okay. I was even nodding along, thinking about how I would build on their points. But as my turn approached, something strange happened. My chest tightened. My throat felt dry. I looked up, and everyone was looking back at me, waiting. My mind went completely blank. It was like someone had switched off the light in my brain. No words came out. 1 second, 2 seconds. I could feel my cheeks getting hot. The trainer smiled kindly, but I felt trapped in my own silence. I tried to speak, but I just managed a small laugh and said, "Sorry, I just need a moment." After a few more seconds, I gave up. I gestured for the next person to continue. Inside, I was completely embarrassed. My thoughts were screaming. Why can't you just speak? Everyone else did it so easily. You look so stupid right now. For the rest of the discussion, I stayed quiet. I nodded, I smiled, but I didn't try again. When it was over, I grabbed my bag and left quickly. That night, I sat in bed replaying the moment over and over. My heart still felt heavy. But as I thought about it more, I realized something important. I could either avoid group discussions forever, or I could figure out how to be ready next time. What I did after that. The next day, I made a promise to myself: I would not let that silence define me. First, I reflected on why I froze. It wasn't because I didn't have ideas. It was because I was too worried about sounding perfect. I wanted every sentence to be flawless. That pressure made me panic. Second, I decided to practice in smaller groups. I joined an online discussion club with only 3 to 4 people. Smaller groups felt safer and helped me learn to jump into conversations without overthinking. Third, I started preparing opening lines for common topics. For example, I believe a good leader should. In my opinion, the most important quality is. From what I've seen, just having these phrases ready made me feel more confident. Fourth, I practice speaking out loud every day. I stood in front of my mirror and pretended I was in a group. I would introduce a topic and explain my ideas, just like in a real discussion. Fifth, I started listening carefully to how other people structured their points. I realized that no one actually spoke perfectly. They paused, repeated words, and sometimes corrected themselves. That was so reassuring. What I learned from that day. When you freeze in front of people, it feels like the worst thing ever. But in reality, it's just one moment. One experience. And it doesn't define you. That day taught me. Everyone gets nervous. Even people who look confident have moments of fear. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Preparation helps. But you also need to let go and trust yourself. Here is my final thought. If you've ever felt like you can't speak when it matters most, I want you to know, you are not alone. I've been there. I still have moments when I feel that familiar panic. But each time, it gets easier. Every time you try again, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your fear. So next time you're in a meeting, a discussion, or even just a conversation with friends, take a breath, remember your ideas matter, and speak. Even if your voice shakes. Even if you forget a word. Because that's how confidence is built, moment by moment. Thank you for listening to my story. If you found it helpful, please subscribe. Let's keep growing together. One word, one sentence, one brave moment at a time. See you in the next video.